You know, when a huge business deal goes down, we usually just see the big flashy numbers, right? The price tag, the impact on revenue, the stock market buzz. But what we don't see is the human story happening just behind the curtain. And trust me, it's often packed with a ton of hidden risks and career-defining pressure. So today, we're going to pull that curtain back and unpack the real drama. Just think about it for a second. That knot in your stomach when you know you have to make a call. A call that could either make you look like a genius or, well, get you fired. That feeling? That's the reality for a high-stakes buyer every single day. And if you can understand that feeling, you'll understand this entire story. So, we've all heard of FOMO, the fear of missing out. It's what makes us chase the shiny new thing. But in the world of big business deals, there's another force at play. And honestly, it's way more powerful. It's FOFU, the fear of messing up. See, this isn't about getting ahead. This is about pure, simple survival, avoiding that one mistake that could just wreck your career. And FOFO isn't just a catchy phrase. It's a real, documented cognitive bias. It's this quirk in our brains where the pain of a potential loss feels way, way bigger than the joy of a potential win. And what does that do? It can completely paralyze people, pushing them to make the safe choice, even when a much better, more innovative option is staring them right in the face. Okay, so now that we've put a name to this powerful fear, let's really dig into it. We're going to get inside the buyer's head for a minute and try to understand the incredible weight of the decision they're facing. So, imagine you're that buyer. You're juggling so much pressure, it's insane. First, there's the obvious personal risk to your own job. Then there's that psychological gut punch of loss aversion we just talked about. And you're probably drowning in options, which just leads to total decision paralysis. But on top of all that, you're not just deciding for you. Nope, you have to answer to a whole shadow committee. Your boss, the CFO, the IT department, all these silent stakeholders who will feel the pain if you get it wrong. And that leads us to the most important point of all. If you're a salesperson coming in talking about how you have the best features, you are completely missing the mark. The buyer isn't listening for best, they're listening for safe. They want the partner who is the absolute safest bet, the one who presents the lowest possible risk to their project and, let's be real, to their career. Because that risk, it is very, very real. When a promise made during a sale falls apart, it doesn't just cause a little hiccup, it can set off an absolute catastrophe. This quote just nails it. It's like a domino effect. One tiny misstep in the sales process, one promise that was a little too big, one detail that got left out, it can start a chain reaction of failure that just tears through the customer's entire organization. It can take down projects, budgets, and even people. And this isn't some abstract theory. Just look at these real-world disasters. Nike lost $100 million in revenue from a buggy system. National Grid had to cough up over $500 million, that's billion with a B, to fix a project where their vendor just wasn't upfront with them. These numbers are absolutely staggering, and they all started the same way, with a vendor who didn't deliver on their word. You can actually map this whole thing out. It's a pretty clear four-step pipeline to disaster. Step 1, it starts with a little misrepresentation. A salesperson promises something they can't deliver. Step 2, that leads the customer to make a flawed decision based on bad info. Step 3, the project inevitably fails because it was built on a shaky foundation. And step 4, catastrophic ruin. The customer is left with huge financial losses, maybe even lawsuits, and somebody's career is definitely damaged. The salesperson's real job is to make sure this pipeline never even gets started. Okay, so if the old way of selling is so incredibly dangerous, what's the right way to do it? Well, it's not a small tweak. It's a fundamental change in how you see your role. The solution is making this big shift from being a simple transactional seller, just trying to get a signature on a contract, to becoming a true, trusted advisor. And that's not just a fancy job title. It's a totally different way of thinking and acting, and it's built on a really solid ethical foundation. And that foundation is built on this idea of a fiduciary duty. Now, that might sound like some complicated legal term for Wall Street types, but the concept is actually pretty simple. It means you are legally and ethically required to act in the best interest of your client. You have to put their needs ahead of your own commission check or your quarterly quota. It's a much higher standard than just being honest. It's a profound commitment. So what does that commitment actually look like day to day? Well, it breaks down into a few core duties. You have a duty of care to actually use good judgment and protect your client, a duty of loyalty to always put them first, a duty of good faith, which means you act honestly and ethically, and, this one is the real kicker, a duty of disclosure. That means you have to reveal everything, even the stuff that might make your product look a little less perfect. That is how you build trust that can't be broken. All right, so we get the big idea, but how do you actually make this happen? Let's walk through a clear, simple playbook you can use. Here it is, 4 pillars for becoming that trusted advisor. It all starts with urgency and timeliness. Just respecting the client's time builds reliability right away. Then, absolute transparency and truth. The old rule is the best rule: under-promise and over-deliver. Third, empathy and expertise. You have to stop selling and start guiding them, helping them navigate that fear of messing up. And finally, you need process and precision, using real data to make sure there are no nasty surprises down the road. This is the blueprint for taking the risk out of the decision for your customer. So, I'll leave you with this one question to think about. The next time you're on either side of a really big decision, ask yourself, is the person across the table from me a true partner in my success? Someone who's actually trying to protect me? Or are they themselves the single biggest risk I'm taking? The answer to that question, well, it changes everything.